Okay, so today we have a business requirement, and the requirement is that when an email comes in with an attachment, we want to retrieve that attachment from that email and save it into Azure Blob. Yeah. So for that matter, we are going to need one Azure Blob. Yeah. And then we can create this piece of automation using either Logic Apps or PowerAutomate, or if we have Nintex, maybe we can do that through Nintex and RPA as well. But today we are going to have a look at the easiest available solution, which is through Power Apps. But before we create, not through Power Apps, I mean Power Automate. But before we create a one Power Automate flow, we need to have a blob as well, yeah, where that attachment will be contained. So for that matter, you need to create, you see that option, storage account. Under Azure, you first need to be logged in under your Azure account, like I am, and then you need to go to a storage account. Over there, you can click on create. Well, I'm not going to create one, to be honest, today. I will just quickly show these options to you. I prefer standard, yeah, and I'll go low redundant storage. It's just a POC, just a prototype, so we don't really need to be burning a lot of money over here. Yeah, so you can create a resource group if you don't have one, and then there are some other options available here. I'm also going to select cool. This is important because this has a serious implication on the pricing. Now I can quickly show that to you. You see pricing varies for cool, hot, and premium. So I'm going to select cool here. Yeah, so this is important and this is important. Yeah, do that. You don't need a premium service for just a prototyping, but of course everything boils down to your business requirements, whatever you want to do. There are so many options available over here, like if you want to enable large file shares. So there are so many things. I'm just creating a prototype, so I'm just going ahead with the default options. You may want to use private endpoints. So what are these things? You can just read a tad bit more about it. There is an article. I'm just going to give a link for that article in the description below. Have a look at it, and that will let you decide all the options you would want to set over here. Yeah, it's fairly straightforward. At the end, once you have set everything, you will have the option to click create. Yeah. You need to give a storage account name. Unless you do that, it's not really letting it won't let you go any further. Yeah, and it has to be a unique name with no special characters or uppercase alphabets. So once it's all done, it will allow you to create. You see the create button has now come up. It's just, you just need to create it, and then it will create one storage account for you, and it will start showing up in your, I'll show you, it'll start showing up in your resource groups. So I'll show you the resource groups. So for example, I have created one resource group called Blob Testing 1. As you can see that. As you can see that, yeah. And you're gonna click on it, and that's where you get to see the blob. Here it is. Now, how do you see the file under the blob? For that matter, you're going to need Blob Explorer. You see that over here? It will let you, it will give you the option to download Blob Storage Explorer, Azure Storage Explorer. I have just downloaded and installed it. This is how it looks like. This is how it looks like. So there are containers in this, as you can see. Here it is. You see that containers? So this is containers. So over here you can create as many containers you like, and in that container you can create folders as well if you want to create some. Yeah, I have created one folder. I'll show you. Here it is, called Apple. I just created one folder under the container. Yeah, so now we'll just go back and have a look at it. So these are all the settings. I can change some if I want to. I can create another blob storage as well with different set of settings if I want to. Now for creating, now when you have a blob storage setup, you can click on container. You can see now you have a blob storage all set. Everything is looking good. Now you want to create a flow. Yeah, you want to create a flow, and in that flow you want to specify that all the email that comes through to that email address, you want to grab those attachments from every email and you want to put it into this blob storage. So the easiest way, there is a readily available template for you, which is, I'm just gonna put that in here. I'm just putting it email blob. As you can see, I'm just gonna click on enter. Here it is. Here it is, the first one. This template is readily available for you, has been used close to 2,000 times already. You click on it. Now this is a premium one, so I've already started my trial at the moment, so it's not really going to cost me much. But if you're way past your trial, it is definitely going to charge your credit card or your EA subscription. So once it's done, you can see, like it says, Blob Storage, and then you can see that this email address is the one that's configured. So any email that comes to this email address, and if it has attachment, it is going to be contained into the blob. So I'm just going to click on continue. And here I just need to specify the folder path, which is this. Now this is my storage account name. Now how am I able to see that? Because I have already specified access key. It is going to prompt you for the storage name and access key if you are doing it for the first time. I'm not doing it for the first time, therefore it has already been told that the access key and the storage name is this. Now how do you retrieve that? I'll tell you. You go to your blob, you just come up over here, search, you just type in access keys. There you go. You see that? Now when you click on it, now you get to see your storage name here. Yeah, and then you get to see the keys. If I'm going to click on show, it is going to show you the keys. I don't want that to happen because these are private keys. So once you do that, you will get to see the key. You can copy it here, and then when you will be creating this workflow, the very first step before you even get to see a screen of this sort, like before you even get to see the screen, it will prompt you for your storage name and your access key. You will be required to key those things in and then hit authenticate. It is going to run the authentication. It is going to check if using those two parameters, can it actually get to your blob. If it can, it will allow you to come to the screen, and over here you can specify that this is the folder name you want to use. See that I showed you there is a folder called Apple. I'll just show you in my container. Sorry, in my container, and there you see there is a folder called Apple. So therefore it is showing you folder called Apple over here as well. Yeah, it is as easy as that. And then you can sort of specify that all these things are just getting captured by default, and moment you're going to hit save, it is going to start saving information, all the attachment in your email to this one. Now we're just going to see a runtime example. Now we're going to just see a runtime example. I am going to send out an email from another screen. And I'm happy to show that to you. And then here I'm going to attach a dummy file. Yeah, and I'm going to hit send. Yeah, and then just going to come up over here. Yeah, leave it. Yep, and we will see this flow. See, it just happened just now. Yeah. Now if we go over there, we should have, there you go. Now this file is over here. It just came in. Yeah, so as you can see, it also tells you the tier as well. It tells you the size. I mean, it does all the basic stuff. Now it has sort of taken the email from it has taken the attachment from your email and now saving it to your blob. So that was the main purpose of this demo today, this overall exercise. It's fairly straightforward. Step one, you need to create a blob. When you have a blob, you're going to need the storage name, and you are going to need the access key, which are going to be the key parameters for you to be able to authenticate your PowerAutomate flow. When you will be creating PowerAutomate flow, you are going to need those two parameters. You put those in, you click on authorize, and then it sort of allows you to create that flow. Once that flow is created, you just need to specify the container name, and that's pretty much it. And then the files will just start getting saved over there all the time new email comes in. So that's about it. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a note. A detailed link for how to set up the blob and how to set up all the parameters depending on your business requirement is going to be available in the description box below. Feel free to hit like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching, and you guys have a great day. Bye.